What's up, ladies and gents? How are ya? Reapy back with you Saturday night. That means it's gotta be all about Turn Down for What? Live from Bristol Motor Speedway, getting ready to run an incredible 250 laps. J-Pie out there dropping a dime, another 36, and then followed by 22 more bits to represent his car number that he'll have out here on track. I know we got Dan the Lawn Man out there as well, and I'm think that 36 is going to be for Jay Quinn. We'll have to take a look as the night goes on. But man, you're in for one hell of a treat. Only about 10 or 12 cars gonna be out on track tonight. But this is race 2 of the second round of their playoffs. Man, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it under the Bristol lights. What more could you expect? I will have a couple of on board tonight. One with Cinepuse, and the other with Jay Quim. Jay Quim should show up here just a little bit, but for now, kind of want to introduce our in-race reporter, driver of the 41. 41. Haas car, Cinepuse. Cinepuse, buddy, thank you very much for allowing us to ride along with you for laps and fuel and anything else that may come your way. How you feeling in that 41 tonight?
Thank you, Pete, for having me. I think it's going to be a tough race tonight. Bristol's definitely a tough track, very short. Going to be a lot of door banging. Hopefully, we should have some good racing. Probably a lot of green flag runs as we have throughout the whole playoffs. So should be interesting to see what people come up with strategies and everything.
All right, well, we're going to get this rolling the right way. Bow your heads, please.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks. So we want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords, and most of all, we thank you for Roush and Yates partnering to give us the power that we see before us tonight. Thank you for GM Performance Technology and the R07 engines. Thank you for Sunoco Racing Fuel and Goodyear tires that bring performance and power to the track. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. My 2 children, Eli and Emma, or as we like to call them, the Little E's. Lord, I pray you bless the drivers and use them tonight. May they put on a performance worthy of this great track. In Jesus' name, boogity, 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 amen.
All right, amen. I'd say so. It looks like on pole going to be none other than the 43 of King Mathers. To his outside, looks like it's going to be the 10 of Dan the Lawn Man. 36 of old Jay Quims. Again, I should have an on board with him as well. 24 of JR Big Dogs. Multi-winner this season. We'll see what he's going to be able to do in that HendrickCars.com Camaro. 22 of J-Pa. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. Cinepuse, again, our in-race reporter for tonight in that IK9.com vehicle. 32 of Dyna Skulls. The 6 car of Dallas My PB. 9 car of More Than a Cape. He was actually pretty fast in practice. 14 car of Papa Bear with the 42 of Duct Tape. Getting ready down this backstretch for the last time before we let him set go. Man, 250 laps around this place. In practice, they were in one long line. As we address the start stripe, here we go. King Mathers taking us to the green. Concrete Canyon, Last Grace Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway, whatever you want to call it. Thunder Valley goes by many, many different names. And when it's for a championship, it means just a little bit more. Kind of keep going through the field, check out where all the best action is. But right now, King Mathers has the entire field in his back pocket, right where he wants to see him. Jay Quims with a little bit of contact at the outside wall allows the 22 of J-Pa to go ahead and skirt on by. That's going to be your top 5. There you see the rest of the field behind this double deuce and behind the 36 Gatorade machine for Jay Quim. Now, somebody said something about a paint scheme for me. Not quite sure what that was about. So we're going to keep going through. Nobody's told me what it is. I'm going to see if I can't maybe find it somewhere here. But yeah, again, only about 10 or 12 cars. And in the practice or the connection test and qualifying and all that, Cinepuse was telling me that he could possibly walk away with the points lead tonight. So maybe during a caution if we get one, or maybe during a time where he won't be as busy behind the wheel. Maybe we'll be able to get in another word with him to see exactly how far he is behind on points. I couldn't quite find him, so we'll see where he's setting there. But right now, riding along with the 24, JR Big Dog's riding right in front of that 41 as the 22 and another make some contact. One was sent to the inside wall. J-Pod got sent up high. No caution yet. Guys all spread out as they come across the line that time. 241 laps. So just like that, in the blink of an eye, 9-10 laps down. Many tens of laps to go, hundreds of laps to go. But, here at Bristol, 15, 16 seconds a lap, they fly by very, very fast. Oh man, I love some of these shots with the camera on the wall. The cars go, flying on by, and the sound is just flat phenomenal. Just as much these guys are flat flying around this half-mile high bank concrete short track. One of these days, I'll actually make it to Bristol. I thought about maybe trying to get tickets to the dirt race here in a month or two, but I decided, the coverage that they're going to have on TV is probably going to be nothing short but amazing, considering it's going to be the first time that the Cup cars are going to be on dirt in like 70 years. So I'm going to stay home. I'm probably going to get a couple of tickets to the Martinsville night race and hit that place up. That's going to be pretty cool. They held the first one last year. Unfortunately, no fans were able to go due to COVID. So I'd like to go this year, but when I pulled up the website earlier, it said tickets are not for sale. So I'm going to guess either they're sold out already, or they're not quite sure how many fans they're going to allow in the stands because of COVID. We're going to keep going through the field, because I saw a little bit of action up a little bit further up. It looks like the six car of Dallas by PB. It looks like he's lagged out. Something's gone on with the 6, so his night is over very, very quickly. I'll have to see if maybe he'll join into the stream and we can find out what happened to him. Maybe he'll put it out there in chat. J-Pop, Rock NASCAR, Vols, and Mama Vols, Bama Tram out there. Continuing to keep each other company and chat it up. Definitely appreciate everybody that's out there. Now riding along with this neon green and black 14 for Papa Bear. Again, Papa Bear is the owner and operator of Turn Down for What Racing. He started it about after or maybe three quarters of the way through his first season with the NNR Truck Series. He wanted to start up a league of his own. Went and spoke with none other than Coe. He said, Coe, you know what? I really, really like how NNR is run. I'm thinking about starting up my own league. Do you mind if I borrow the rules from the NNR rulebook? Coe said, Pop Bear, you go ahead and take what you need, and good luck. It's a lot of work to run a league, but Pop Bear does a phenomenal job. And the man just gets stronger and stronger in the different leagues and different kinds of cars that he runs. He runs the Cup car here in his Saturday league. He runs a truck in his new Sunday league, and he runs the trucks in the NNR Truck Series on Tuesday nights. That happen right about 9:30 Eastern, give or take. So Pop Bear's been getting a lot of seat time and is he's progressed his way through better and better. Going to keep on going through the field. Found the 42 of Duct Tape in his Credit One Camaro. He's the one sitting right behind Papa Bear. You just saw him pushing along a little bit ago. But right now, this 43 of King Mathers, he is absolutely on a very, very fast pace, setting one hell of a blazing trail, and not too many are able to keep up with him. As a little bit of a battle here between buddies. 22 of J-Pod down low, and the 10 car of Dan the Lawn Man up high. Dan's going to be able to go ahead and get a great launch off the quarter. J-Pod's going to go ahead and tuck in right behind. And yeah, another lap in the books. And next time the 41 of Cinepuse comes on by the start stripe, we'll go ahead and get a lap count. Last time I said it, there was they were 10 laps in. Now they're 25 laps in. So again, that's how fast they're flying by. Excuse me for 1 second here. All right. So, still, like I said, still working our way through, catching back again. Catching. I can't talk tonight. My Lord, something's going on. But yeah, catching back up again with the double deuce of J-Pop. He's got the 32 right behind him, and the 10 up ahead, as well as the 41. There is Cinepuse, our in-race reporter, coming across the start stripe. As you see right there, already down to 219. They started with 250 to go. So, yeah, I keep saying they're clicking them off, but man, they're burning laps in a very, very quick matter. I unfortunately don't have a points update per se, but when I mentioned a little bit ago that Cinepuse said he can possibly take over the points lead when it's all said and done. These whether you're in a very, very large community like NNR, or a smaller league like here with Papa Bear's Turn Down for What, it seems like it doesn't really matter. As the season goes on and the points get strung out or whatever the case, you always end up losing people as it gets further into the season. People figure, you know what, I don't have a chance. There's no way I'm going to be able to get up there and contend for the championship. But oh, by the way, this brand new league or this other league they're going to be restarting. Maybe I'll have a chance to do something good in that league. So they bail on the first league that they started with, and the first league that they committed to, and they go on to something new. I wish that wasn't the case, because while these guys are able to race it out and get a feel for a great long run, I'm sure they'd all love to see more competition out on track. So, guys and gals, if you're watching this now, or if you go and you watch it later, if you commit to a league, please run it out with that league. The guys, they like racing with you, unless maybe they don't. If you're that kind of a driver, but if you start something, finish it. It's all about keeping up with your word. If you say you're going to do something, do it. And unfortunately, I see that it's way too much. Here in Papa Bear's League, over in NNR as the season goes on, and I saw it last season's finale as it got closer and closer in Shadow Racing League. Saw the same thing in American Ethanol. If you start a season with a league, stick it out. You never know what could happen. like the 9 car more than the Cape. That was actually pretty quick in practice. He's got the 43 of King Mathers breathing down his neck. Ahead of Cape, there's nobody there, so I'm going to guess either Cape ran into some issues, or possibly the wall on the outside. As you see, the right side of his hood is buckled up just a little bit. So even though this isn't, an aero-dependent track, it still shows that if you get some damage, you could absolutely end up costing you time. More than likely, where that damage is on the UniFirst 9 Camaro for Cape, it means that his car is actually pretty tight. So very, very unfortunate for Cape. Went down a lap pretty early. But I expect Cape will go ahead and stick it out, run all 250 laps tonight. I mean, to say the least, they'll at least get, he'll get a top 10 or top 12 out of it. Obviously, with the 6 car already out of the race, Cape is guaranteed at least a top 11 or top 12. Just now, 200. It looked like that was 200 laps to go. Ladies and gents, we're going to take a quick... Oh, Cape hard to the inside wall. Got loose coming off the corner. I guess it's getting to be about that time where that right rear is getting a little bit worn. The gas tank is getting emptier and emptier, and the cars are going to start getting loose. We see that at a lot of tracks. It really depends on which preset you go with as to whether or not you're going to have a great long-run car or not. 36 of Jake Wims, he's going to be able to move his way on by the 9 and continue on there in P number 2, but King Mathers still leading this. Again, ladies and gents, we're going to take a quick 30-second break. We will be right back, I promise. Anybody that's out there that continues to support my stream by subscribing, thank you very much. You continue to get the commercial-free content. Still riding along with the 9 of Cape, still having some issues. 36 of Jake Wim on by. Cape does have some room behind him. The field behind Cape, there you see the 42 of Duct Tape riding on board right now with the 14 of Papa Bear. We saw just someone spin right there. That's going to be the 10 of Dan the Lawn Man. And saw Papa Bear, I think he got involved in that as well. 197 to go, but it does not look like the caution came out. So that's going to absolutely cause a bunch of damage to that number 10. And some cars down on the apron. Still no caution. Papa Bear may call a manual here since 2 cars were involved. If so, they're just going to race back to the line. And if they do race, excuse me, if they do race back to the line and then slow it up, and let everybody get racked and stacked back up, we'll go ahead and try to get a word in with Cinepuse. This will be the first chance everybody will get in order to make some adjustments to their cars, fix any damage, do whatever they've got to do. And yep, as you can see, everybody's slowed up and woed up. They're going to try to get some adjustments in. Let's see if we can't bring old Cinepuse back here. All right, Cinepuse, it's repeat, buddy. You got me?
I do, Pete.
All right, man. So rocking around in that 41, just about 50 laps, actually. Yeah, a little over 50 laps. I think as you just came across the line, there's 194 to go. Started off with 250. Looks like you're sitting in about 7th or 8th spot. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I was on the wrong car right there. 1 second. There we go. All right, so in the 41, not the 14. So you're actually sitting about what, P5. You got your sights set on the 10, the 43, the 24, and the 36. You got J-Paw behind you. What adjustments are you looking at making here with your first round of stops? You're going to go with the wedge first, seeing that you probably won't have enough time to do tires, or you're going to go with tires and just maybe slightly adjust on the wedge?
Right now I'm going to just slightly adjust on the wedge. I was looking throughout the race, that first stage, well, first part before this caution that my right front was actually wearing just a little bit more than my right rear, so I'm going to make a little tire adjustment, see if I can even those two out a little bit.
Looks like you probably got into and out of your pit stall just fine. The game had you rocking back and forth trying to scoot sideways into your pit stall. But yeah, you're back out on track. Looks like you might have actually gained a spot. Looks like you got back out in P number 4. There we go. So you got the 24 JR Big Dogs in front of you. Looks like the 43 was able to maintain. You're going to go double file. What are you going to look for out of this restart when we go back?
Well, I'm starting in the line that I want on the outside to try and get a run off of the corners to hopefully gain a couple positions and get that run. So hopefully we'll get a good restart and gain a couple more spots here.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna let you be heading into turn 3 and 4. Good luck. If we have another caution, we'll talk to you again. If not, Wade, go get him, man.
Perfect. Thanks, Pete.
You got it. All right. So, like I was just saying, good luck to Cinepuse. Good luck to everybody else. We are back green, riding on board right now with the 32 of Dynaskulls. As you see, the top 4, J-Pod got down to that apron just a little bit. That's going to slow him up. No real grip down there. But he should be able to get right back into rhythm. Brandon, what's happening, man? Good to see you again. Thanks for coming out for another turn down for what race? Hope you're well tonight, bud. If you've missed anything, we are just about 60 laps so far into this 250 lap race. The 43 of King excuse me. 43 of King Mathers has led just about every lap. Most of it uncontested. He's been pretty much able to scoot away, but everybody has just now been able to go back in, grab 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, fix any kind of damage that they may have had, fill up on that good old Sunoco E15 racing fuel, and then come on back out. Only about 10 to 12 cars started the race. The 6, the Dallas My PB, he lagged out a little early. There's some contact between the 22 and the 10 one more time. That's going to test these guys if they keep doing it. I know the 10 and the 22 of J-Power are close buddies and probably having a little bit of a friendly rivalry here on a good old Saturday night race here at Bristol Motor Speedway. But at the same point, you don't want to cost each other points and track position. It can be very, very hard to work your way back through. Mentioned the contact between the 22 and the 10, and as you can see, that put the 10 right here of Dan the Lawn Man back just a little bit. Now I get it. I have a feeling Dan the Lawn Man, he was taking his paint scheme back to what he used to run, or very, very close to what he used to run last season in the N&R Cup Series when he ran the 35 car. It was all about the black and silver, and it looks like that's right back where he is. Man, I miss that car. I don't know what it is about these colors, but yeah, I think the colors were just a little bit different, or maybe it's just the paint scheme was different on the other on Heat 4, but there was just something about that black and silver that really popped, really stood out to me, and I'm guessing that's what Dan was throwing that back through. Looks pretty good. If I'm wrong, I'm just going to keep on going through. But one of the guys out here said that they were throwing, they did a little paint scheme for me. I'm going to guess it's that one because of the black and silver, but can't be 100% sure. I think that's one of I think there might be one other custom scheme in the race. Everything else is what's in the game. Like EA Sports, it's in the game. Go back if you go back to NASCAR '09, '08, '07, and whatnot, going back quite a while. 32 of Dyna Skulls now. He's got a few cars behind him. You see Dan the Lawman, and I believe that's going to be Papa Bear all the way back there fighting for position. Yep. You got 10 up top, 14 down low. They decide to go ahead and settle it out. No need to battle side by side when there's a whole lot of track, whole lot of time that they got to make up if they're going to contend for a top 5, or maybe even take down King Mathers from that P1 spot that he's got right now. Saw Pop Bear just slightly out of frame, get loose and bring it down almost off track, but he was able to save it and stay pretty close to these other two in front of him. There you see the 22 of J-Pod, 3 cars right behind him, 42 of Duct Tape way far back. And let's see, as Cinepuse comes across the start stripe this time, looks like he's got, let's see, 172 to go. So just like that, more than 50 laps already in the books. Started with 250, doing a phenomenal job. One quick manual caution for a couple that wrecked out and spun down on the apron, but the game didn't bring the caution out. They continued to try to battle it out, get into the top 5, but irregardless, everybody that's on track right now will end up with a top 10 finish. I mean, sometimes people will make fun, say, you know what, we're all guaranteed a top 5, top 10, whatever. But man, when you're going for a championship, every single point matters. And because Turned Down for What doesn't run stages, you really have to work your way up to at the best possible position that you can, because that is the only spot for points during the entire race. So you really have to plug away all night long and do what you got to do to get to the highest possible spot. And to keep on going through the field, here's that 36 of Jay Quinn. He's rocking some Gatorade and Mountain Dew colors tonight. Jay Quinn right now, as he comes across the line, I believe that is going to be just about it's still going to be P2 for Jacob. So he's got a pretty fast little hot rod. You see him dive on up, kind of diamond down the corner, wash up here, and then bring it back down again. So yeah, he's kind of diamonding out the corner, trying to get the best possible launch off of the corners back onto the straightaway. And I mean, the amount of time that it takes to get around Bristol, you figure on a high preset, if you can control it, you're talking maybe a low 15-second lap. Once these tires get worn, the times are definitely going to get higher and higher. But I don't believe, even with the tires at their worst, way far into a fuel run, on the longest run possible, I would still imagine that these guys don't touch the 17-second lap. So with 4 laps per minute, give or take, it's not going to take long at all to burn through these 250. They're 88 now, 89 laps into this 250 lap race, getting more and more spread out, which is going to make it harder and harder to get into that top 5 position. We'll have to see how it all fares as it gets as this race continues. Again, only one caution so far. You know, while I'm sitting here watching these guys and just taking in the sounds of this place, you know, looking at the stands and kind of remembering, you know, what Bristol used to be like back before they actually reconfigured it, where it was just all about that bottom line all through the corners. You know, you saw so many bumps. You know, the bump and run was all. I mean, that's what Bristol was about. I mean, if you wanted to get on by somebody and they were holding you up, use a little bit of your front bumper or the chrome horn, whatever you want to call it, and you push that person up into the second groove and you got on by. But that person knew, and most of the time that's why they got really, really ticked off, because it was like a conveyor belt of cars around the lowest line on the track. And if you got shoved up out of the groove, more than likely you're going to lose 10 or 15 spots back to a gap somewhere a little bit further in the pack. Or you got to hope that one of, you know, maybe you got a friend out there that's struggling a little bit and he's going to just check up for a second to let you get back in. But most of the time, not so much, because as I was just talking about, points here and turn down for what? Points in actual NASCAR matter a whole lot more. So just thinking about that and the stands and when they were actually full, you know, sold out year after year, season after season, and man, what a big difference. I am absolutely looking forward to watching the Cup race on dirt again for the first time in what I think I read or I mentioned about 60 years earlier. That's going to be a phenomenal race. A few short weeks ago, I held just a stream with a whole bunch of NNR guys in there on Discord, and we just kind of had a watch party. I actually think during that dirt race, I'm gonna do the same exact thing. Hold the watch party, get a bunch of people together, check it out. I think it's gonna be a phenomenal time. To tell you exactly how successful that stream was and how much fun we had and whatnot, there were almost 1,600 people that at one point or another came out, hung out, chatted it up, and asked us questions. We asked them questions, just enjoying the race or enjoying the Daytona 500 in general. So I think for that dirt race back at Bristol Motor Speedway, I think we're going to do the same exact thing. Last time we got about 13 or 14 people in there to hang out in Discord. We all had our cameras up. You're able to see all your favorite NNR, American Ethanol, E-Spark, not E-Spark, American Ethanol, Turn Down for What, and Shadow Racing guys. In fact, Papa Bear was in there for a while. So was Unforgotten Shadow from Shadow Racing. Coey was in there. Cowboy was in there. Balls was in there. There were a whole bunch of guys that came out, and it was a phenomenal time. I think I might do that again during that Bristol race. Again, I believe that the television coverage for that Bristol on dirt race is going to be phenomenal. We know what the trucks did at Eldora. I'm really, really curious to see what these Cup cars are going to be able to do on the dirt for that weekend. Again, the one and only retiree so far. I see a few guys getting on by the 9 of Cape. I believe he's gone a lap down yet again, trying to keep that car wound up all the way on the high side. You know, and that's something that brings back a memory as well. Cape right now rocking this number 9 Universe Camaro. This was the car that Chase Elliott put into victory lane last season when the Cup cars held the All-Star race at Bristol. Remember, he won the race, put the car down on the apron at the start stripe, and he's burning them up. And underneath, you see that awesome street glow. Well, after all that was said and done, Cape came on stream, says, Pete, I want to do a raffle for morethanAcape.org. I picked up on it. Rick James picked up on it. Vols picked up on it, and we had a great time with it throughout several leagues. We did it with eSpark. We did it with NNR. We did it with American Ethanol. We did it during the FFL tournament. We did it through all kinds of races, all kinds of different leagues, all kinds of different tracks. And it was $5 for one ticket, $10 for three. And I think we ended up selling well over 100 tickets. So it was very, very successful. And the grand prize was the die cast that you see more than a Cape right here wrecking onto the inside wall, unfortunately. Cape must be having some very, very big issues, either with lag or not quite sure what's going on. As you see Pit Road go ahead and grab a hold of that 9, and he's gone ahead and parked it, unable to control it. But yeah, this die cast, I'm trying to get a better picture of it. Well, anyway, you have the idea. Somebody out there actually won this die cast, and yeah, the die cast lit up just like the real car did. So we're going to keep on going through. So that's 2 out of the race. So that leaves 9, I believe, on track. Everybody's still behind the 43, and actually, as we get back to the 43, he's got the 32 in his sights, and they're up ahead just a little bit. You see that 41 of Cinefuse. Again, he's got our onboard to keep up with laps and all that as we're approaching halfway. We're sitting at lap 117 out of 250. King Mather's trying to draw a bead to the outside of 32. 32 is going to go ahead and pull over and let him go on by. So King Mather's still setting one hell of a pace for this race. There you see the almost kind of looks like the Matt Kenseth Killer Bee colors from old, the old DeWalt colors. So have to see if the 41 is going to be able to hold off the 43, or if this 43 Cash App Camaro for King Mathers is going to be able to pull on up. Keep going through the field. Red Heart Hero, what's happening, man? Good to see you. Welcome back. This is turned down from what a little bit different than the NNR series that you caught last week. But man, thanks for coming out. Definitely appreciate it. 36 of Jay Quimhart into the inside wall. I don't think it's actually going to be all that hard. Don't really see a whole lot of damage to the front left of this Camaro, so he definitely didn't bounce off the outside wall and then hit the inside, but definitely some handling issues right now for that Camaro. JR Big Dog's in his 24 HendrickCars.com Camaro. He's coming across the start stripe. Now 128 laps remaining. So again, just about halfway. These guys kicked off at just about 8:30. So they are less than an hour in, only about 45 minutes in. You're doing a pretty phenomenal job. So we talked about Cinefuse, and let's see. Talking about Cinefuse, and we're talking about the 43 of King Mathers that was trying to hunt him down to put him a lap down. Looks like Cinefuse has been able to maintain the distance that he's had back to the 43. So I'm going to guess that they're pretty close to about the same speed out there on track. In fact, if you look back, King Mathers is pretty much in the same exact tire tracks as the 41. The 41 goes up a little high in the corners, so does the 43. 43 tries to get a great arc and kind of diamond out the corner, so does the 43. So yeah, these two cars are very, very equal, and that's one thing, no matter what level of racing you're in, whether it's Cup, Xfinity, or Truck, the further you get up in the running order when it comes to trying to put a car a lap down, it gets harder and harder because the competition is harder and harder as it goes. So you see the 22 of J-Pod, looks like he just went on down and made his pit stop. So he's going to be coming out with 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods and try to gain his lap back. And I would have to imagine that the 41 of Cinepuse, he's going to be coming down pit road here sometime soon, as well as the 43 and others. And just as we mentioned that, here comes the 41 right now, trying to get off the track, down on the apron, let the leaders go. There you saw the 22 go flashing on by. So that's going to go ahead and give him at least one of his laps back. You'll go at least 2 laps down here under green flag pit stops. And that's, I mean, that's just a blink of an eye. Still going through. Back to the 14 Ford Mustang for old Papa Bear. You see the 42 of duct tape up going into the corner ahead of him. And this is going to be the backstretch. There is the 42. I'm not sure if he was going on the pit or what that was, but 22 of J-Pop, we mentioned that he was coming out on brand new tires. He's got to feel like Superman flying around all these other cars that haven't pit yet. It was just 3 laps ago that he got his lap back, or at least one of his laps back, from the 43. King Mathers I don't believe has pit yet. So J-Pop's going to go ahead and continue to make up lots and lots of time, but the 43 also had a huge lead. Cape, I couldn't agree with you more. Red Heart Hero, I'm actually on the East Coast right with you. I am just about an hour north of Raleigh, North Carolina, about 30 miles south of the Virginia line. Yeah, on Tuesday nights, I'm normally live with the NNR Truck Series about 9:30 Eastern. They usually start right about 10 o'clock at night. And then Wednesday night about 8:30 Eastern with the NNR Xfinity Series. The NNR Cup Series on Thursdays also about 8:30 Eastern. Friday has been the NNR iRacing Series, which this Friday will be in Charlotte. Then Saturday, right back here with Turn Down for What. And then on Sundays, it's all about Shadows Racing League, which I believe will be at Darlington this week. So we'll, it's a very, very busy schedule, but these racers, they put on one hell of a show each and every night. This is probably the smallest field that Turned Down for What has had in a while, getting closer and closer to their championship. And some people that aren't in it anymore decide, you know what, I'm not going to be able to win a championship here. I need to go somewhere else. And it's unfortunate because it takes down on the level of competition, but there's still a lot of fast guys in this league. Papa Bear, if I told you I've never gone down pit road, the wrong pit road, I'd be lying. If you happen to catch me at Bristol on Friday night in the NNR iRacing series, I went down the wrong pit road. Luckily, I had gone all the way around, so I didn't get lapped again. But yeah, I went down the wrong pit road. I actually followed somebody else that went down the wrong pit road ahead of me. That's one. Oh, King Mathers hard into the inside wall, trying to whoa up that machine and get ready to pit. Again, he had a big lead, so it may not hurt him that much, but it's still going to take some time away from this cash app Camaro. So when it's all said and done, we'll have to see what transpires with him. We saw the 22 on new tires, blazing a trail. We'll have to see if he's able to make up enough time to grab the lead and maybe put some pressure on Mathers as the race goes on. We just saw the 22 now diving underneath the 32, I believe. You're riding along right now with the 10 car of Dan the Lawn Man as they go to complete one more lap. I mentioned that we'd be riding along with the 41 of Cinepuse at some points during the night. Again, he's got our in-car to help us keep up with laps and everything else. Excuse me. He's showing right now in P number 7 1 lap down, but we also just mentioned that King Mathers is also on pit road, or went down pit road, and did have an issue. So whether he's going to be able to unlap himself or not, I don't know. But as he crossed the line that time, yeah, we are under 100 laps remaining. Actually, at the line, it's nope, 103. So 103 laps to go, well over halfway. See if we can't actually go ahead and find our leader. Actually, no, the leader's actually going to go ahead and take it down pit road. It's going to be the 32 of Dynaskulls, as you see him hit the commitment line. Again, Dallas, my PB, as well as the 9 of More Than a Cape, both out of the race. And I believe that's probably going to relegate the lead back to the 24. He was the next highest car. And yeah, here we go. So the 24 of JR Big Dog's got the 42 of Duct Tape right in his sights. Duct Tape's going to go high and let the leader go, not to hold him up. In fact, you know what? It's been a while since we actually took a lap or two around here with JR Big Dog. What do you say as he comes across the line next time? We just kind of lend the stream over to him and see exactly what he's doing. But most of all, you know, just listen to this Cup car all the way around this half mile concrete canyon. Yeah, go ahead and crank it up. All right, we are back, man. I tell you what, it's phenomenal. You know, obviously the sounds of Heat 5. I mean, while they're great, I mean their audio package for Heat 4 and Heat 5 have been pretty much on point. You know, probably the best that we've had before that. You know, Heat 1, Heat 2, and Heat 3. When you're in spectator mode like we are right now, in order to watch and broadcast or commentate a race, it used to be like the motors sound like high-powered weed whackers. I mean, it was just ridiculous. They definitely did a lot better with the audio package. I mean, I'm not going to get on the soapbox about the tools that they lied to us about, but all in all, I mean, Heat 5 is just basically a copy and paste of what Heat 4 was, with some updated paint schemes and, you know, the addition of the Indy road course and whatnot. Of course, we always talk about that bump that we see at just about 10 o'clock. Something happens, you know, something wonky happens with the servers, but riding along right now with the 22 of J-Pac. I gotta imagine that he is somewhere, I would imagine within the top 5. Earlier we were talking about the 24 and we were following along with him. Looks like he actually just went ahead and put Cinepuse back 1 lap down. So the 24, he's on a tear, and the issue that the 43 of King Mathers had early, it looks like he's it may have done him in. Let's actually go ahead and go back through the field and try to find that 43, see exactly where he's running in that Cash App Camaro. There he is right now. So he's on brand new tires. Looks like he got the damage fixed from where he hit the inside wall when he got loose under braking and struck that inside wall pretty hard. 86 laps to go. I don't see the leader up ahead of him, and looking back from him, I don't see the leader back there either. That car right behind him right now is going to be the 14 of Papa Bear. As they come across the line, they're just clicking yet one more lap off. Riding along right now with the 10 car, Dan the Lawn Man again, rocking this black and silver paint scheme that he did very, very well in last year's NNR Cup Series. Dan is another one that's kind of stretched out his legs a little bit. He runs on Thursday nights in NNR. He runs in American Ethanol. He runs in Shadows Racing League tomorrow, which is going to be a phenomenal race. They kicked off their brand new season last week at Talladega, and that whole season, the overall series champion wins a pair of tickets down to Daytona to hang out with me and J-Pa, Shadow, Papa Bear, King Mathers, Alpha York, and so many others. Rock NASCAR is going to be there hopefully with his missus. So yeah, there's going to be a good 15 to 20 of us. Balls is going to be there with his missus. So is Expert Racing and his missus. Me and my missus. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of people there. It is going to be one hell of a time, and I can't wait. So you're definitely not going to want to miss that whole season. Again, race 1 was just last week. It's a 10 race normal season, and then a 10 race there we go postseason as well. Yeah, Cape, copy and paste, and they still couldn't get it right. Couldn't agree with you more. Cape, if you want to come up and hang out, bud, you're absolutely more than welcome. You know where to find me. I just watched the 41 of Cinepuse just in time go flashing on by that 42 Credit One Camaro for duct tape. There you see Papa Bear just a little bit further back, and it looks like Cinepuse, with the troubles that he had earlier, there you see King Mathers right up ahead of him. So Cinepuse right now is sitting in P5, J-Pa P4, J Quim in P3, Papa Bear in P6, and the 10 of Dan the Lawn Man right now sitting in P7. And I mentioned earlier that Cinepuse said he may be able to actually drive away with the points lead. Again, this is just race number 2 in the second round of their championship series. So we'll have to see. I mean, anything can happen at Bristol. For the most part, these guys have gone green. Only one caution tonight. It looked like the 10 of Dan the Lawn Man spun out down on pit road. I'm going to guess he was trying to get on into the pits, but something else happened. I don't know if he was pitting that late or what the case may have been, but definitely some issues for that 10 car. We've seen just about everybody on these long runs at some point, start the fishtail, just like we just saw the 32 of Dynaskulls do. He was very, very loose coming off the corner as he's riding behind that 10. So I'm going to guess that the 10 wasn't trying to pit. And there goes that 32 around, hard in the inside wall. No caution because he's by himself. He's going to have to try to back up, get that thing going one more time, get it in gear. He's heading in the right direction now. I would just imagine he'd take it down pit road, but that is the wrong side of the track. So he's going to go ahead and limp this CorvetteParts.com Ford Mustang around and bring it on pit road right here. There you go. So Dynasco is going to go ahead and bring it on down right now. Back to the battle. Here's the 14 of Pop Bear, just behind the 41 of Cinepuse. So let's go ahead and just reverse some numbers. So it was the 4-1, now it's the 1-4. 1-4 back to the lead. 41 going to try to fight back on the high side. Pop Bear's going to go ahead and slide on up, take that spot away. Cinepuse going to go ahead and fall one spot back. That's going to push him back to P number 6. Dan the Lawman still in 7th, and Duct Tape sitting 4 laps down in P number 8. Again, big thank you. I see Duct Tape get a little loose right there. Big thank you to that 41 of Cinepuse for allowing us to ride along for lap count and what we can get out of a running order and whatnot. Again, right now the 24 is still your race leader after the 43 had some issues getting on a pit road. Oh, just about 100 or so laps to go. I'm going to guess the damage that you see to the front end of this HendrickCars.com Camaro is probably lagged from pit road. I don't recall where he ended up, with any issues, but hey, you never know. .42 again, got to go ahead and check up and let the leaders go. Excuse me. 24. Excuse me. All right, let's try that again. Yeah, 24 is going to be able to get on by the 10 of Dan the Lawman. That's going to go ahead and set him another lap down. So right now, Cinepuse in that number 41 is going to be the last car on the lead lap, sitting in P number 6. Poppy Bear in P5, J-Pa in 4th. But everybody right now is still chasing this 24 around. It looks like King Mathers in that 43 has been able to regain a lot of ground. He does sit right now in P number 2, and the 36 of Jaquim in P number 3. Something must have just happened with Pop Berry, or it went on down pit road, because right now it looks like both J-Pa and Cinepuse have been able to get on back by that 14 car. There he is right now, coming out of pit road. So it looks like green flag pit stops are back underway. 57 laps to go, and I believe they are all able to make it on one more stop. Before, when we saw the 41 pit, I didn't quite grab how many laps they're able to go on a tank of fuel, but before when he pit, his tire light was lit, the right sides were screaming at him that it was time to go in. We watched him and a few others really start to get loose, the tail ends all over the place. That's not the place that they want to be, but it's either you start on a lower preset and you have some issues, maybe be tight coming off the corner, or you start a little too high to where on a long run like this, or long runs all night long, you get looser and looser as the fuel and that right rear wear off. So you got to try to find that compromise, but that's also where practice comes in throughout the week. The schedule is put out well in advance, so you know exactly what tracks you got to practice at. You as a player or a driver, you know where you're good and where you're not so good at. So you got to kind of do what you got to do and make sure that you're prepared. Pop Bear did institute that everybody that's part of the playoffs has to go into a practice session, turn a certain number of laps every week to show that, hey, I've gone through, I've done my best to figure out what kind of setup I'm going to need, not only for my own benefit, to make sure I've got a great car and can finish the best, but also that I'm not going to be loose all over the place and possibly take a whole bunch of people out. So it serves a few purposes. And I mentioned earlier that Papa Bear kind of adopted a lot of the rules from the NNR rule book last year. Well, that was one of the rules of NNR, where you had to go through and submit a practice picture every single week, and that's what he's put into play for the playoffs. And I think that was a great deal, or great idea. All right, so there you see the 43 of King Mathers. He just came down pit road, and I think this is actually going to be before the 24 of JR Big Dogs. So when he comes out, it's going to give him just a little bit faster of a tire. So we'll have to see where this or how this all comes to be. As looks like the 41 of Cinepuse, he's going to go ahead and dive on down pit road right now. So it looks like on a full tank of fuel, they can go about 86 laps. So with 47 laps remaining, it's easily going to be able to. He's easily going to be able to go the distance and do what he's got to do. There's the 36 of Jay Quim as well. So a few other people coming on in for their last stop. Again, unless a caution should happen to fly, we'll see. But just about 5, maybe 8 laps ago, when we were on the 24, as you see him duck on down to pit road to grab his new tires. The 43 of King Mathers wasn't far behind the 24. So now the 43's been out a few laps. The 24 continued on for a little bit more. It'll be interesting to see just where that lead comes to be. In fact, you know what? We're going to go ahead and cycle around and try to find that 43. There he is right now behind the 10 of Dan the Lawn Man. Dan more than likely is going to go ahead and wash up, let the 43 go. No need to fight the leader right there. There's the 22 of J-Pop. Now just up ahead of the 43. As he comes out, there goes the 24, just now coming out of the pits. So this is going to really be interesting to see where this all cycles out. Right now, Cinepuse is running in P6. 4th is J-Pop. 5th is Pop Bear. I just mentioned Cinepuse. 7th is going to be Dan the Lawn Man. He's 1 lap down, and then Duct Tape is 3 laps down. So the car right in front of the 43 of King Mathers is J-Paw. He's in 4th. So that tells me that King Mathers is in 1st or 2nd, maybe 3rd, and he's really gotta fight hard. A little bit of a love tap there from the 22. They're all gonna try to get on by the 42 and Duct Tape cleanly. Duct Tape very loose on that bottom line, trying to stay out of the way. And great job by both the 43 and the 22 to get on by cleanly. And in all that said and done, you saw where the 43 went on by as the 24 was pulling out of his pit stop. Well, that was also the pass for the lead, and everybody can go the distance from here. So I'm going to assume that the top 3 are going to be the 43, the 36, and then the 24, or 26 and 24, and then the 36. We'll have to see, but all of them, I mean, doing a great job. At everybody up to, I believe, 6th place is on the lead lap. Everybody after that is 1 lap down or more. Take a look here. Sorry about that. I was trying to help out Cape there for a second, but next time Cinepuse comes on by the start stripe, we'll go ahead and grab a lap count one more time. But I tell you what, there's a pretty big gap in cars right now, and with 30 to go, let's see if we can't get a word in with our with the driver of the number 41 and our in-race reporter, as well as our only onboard tonight. Unfortunately, I'm guessing Jay Quim, even though he said he was going to stream tonight, something happened and he couldn't. So let's go ahead and pick up on that 41 right now. There he is, old Cinepuse, got the 24 right behind him, and I believe it's going to be the 36 of Jay Quim, not too far back. So that's going to make up second and third as they're trying to get on by Cinepuse in sixth. We're actually going to hold on a second because he's going to have to kind of concentrate here for a moment as the 24 is going to try to go ahead and get on by him. So we're going to let him fight this battle out without us interfering or taking any of his concentration. 24 right now down low. 24 of JR Big Dogs led a bunch of laps during or just after the 43 had his issue getting into the inside wall. So clean pass right there by the 24. Again, that was not for position. The 24 he's trying to catch up to the 43. The 43 is behind him. So man, the pace that the 43 and the 24 put on earlier was absolutely rocket fast. I mean, it goes to show why JR Big Dogs, he's got like 10 wins on the season. King Mathers, he's a multi-series championship winner. He's got a championship in American Ethanol. He's got a championship last year in Shadow, or last season in Shadow Racing. So, and I think there's one more that I'm probably not recalling right now. But while the 41's clear of traffic, Cinepuse, say it's repeat. You got me, bud.
Yes, sir, Pete.
All right, Cinepuse. So we're coming to, let me see, as you cross the line right there, 21 laps to go. I believe you're one lap down. How has the track really changed for you tonight? What's been your biggest challenge?
Oh boy, this feels like a hard lap.
Say that one more time. You cut up just a little bit.
The car's just lacking a lot of speed. It seems like everybody else is just running really, really good through the corners. Might be my corner entry but car seems a little tight, so sucks that we have, unless the caution comes out, no more pit stops, but it's too tight and no speed.
Well, I can tell you, I'm not sure if you're seeing it from your car or not, if you're in the rear chase or wherever you're at, you do have some damage on that right front. So with that hood and the fender buckled up a little bit, I imagine it probably would make your entry a little bit tighter. Maybe you can change that by backing up your corner just a little bit, or maybe tapping the brakes to set the nose either as you're at the apex of diamonding out the corner or wherever you feel is best. Obviously, I'm not driving. I'm not 100% sure what you're feeling. I've been tight. I know what tightness is. I know what looseness is. And we did see when you went down pit road, you were able to grab 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods and take just enough fuel, like right on the button. 50 laps were to go. You were able to take enough fuel to go 50 laps. So you're right on the mark. You've got the 43 of King Mathers right behind you, trying to put you a second lap down. These guys have put on a blistering pace. It's still going to be a pretty good points night for you. Sitting in P5 right now, you got J-Pie ahead of you by about 5.5 seconds, and Papa Bear about 7.5 back. So you've pretty much got a lock on this spot, unless a caution should fly or somebody has an issue and you get collected, or I don't want that to happen. We've heard the commentators curse before, but it looks like you've got a pretty good lock on P5. You mentioned in pre-race that there's a possibility you might leave the race with the overall points lead. How many points are you going to need when this is all said and done to take that top spot?
Well, believe it or not, he actually came into race as the points leader. I think I had a 4-point lead coming into this race, so we'll see how it pans out after tonight. We'll see if I can't catch J-Paw and get at least one more spot. Yeah, I think I 4 or 5 points ahead coming into this race, so.
All right, man. Well, good luck to you. You got the 43 breathing down your neck right now, so I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Good luck the rest of the race. Maybe something happens, you are able to work your way up, and we'll get to talk to you in the top 3. But either way, one way or another, man, thanks for allowing us to ride along, and thanks for your help out there on track.
No problem. Thanks, Pete.
You got it. All right, so we just go ahead and let him go. So yeah, we just watched the 43 of King Mathers again with this amazing pace that he started off with. And oh, by the way, the other guy that led some laps, the 24, he's not too far up ahead of this 43. So Jay Quims, as I mentioned earlier, is 1 lap down as well. So the 24 is sitting P2. That is JR Big Dog. So we were hoping that the 41 wasn't going to get collected. He almost got collected by the 42. Duct tape looking a little loose down there. But if the 41 can keep up with this 43 or do his best, he might be able to catch J-Paw. Use a little bit of that draft. Not a whole lot of it here, but man, every little bit helps. Maybe get him that one spot that he was talking about. We're going to try to find that 24 and look back from him, see exactly where, or see if we can see that neon green car from More Than a Cape in his rear view. There we go. There's the 24 looking back. He's got the 22 of J-Paw. Kind of looks like he might be holding up J-Paw just a little bit. Then you see the 36 of J Quim. You see that Gatorade logo on the hood. There you see the 10 of Dan the Lawn Man. And yeah, just coming out of that last turn behind the 24, you did see the Cash App green color from King Mathers. A little bit of a battle there behind these guys right now. The 22 of J-Paw having a little bit of an issue getting on by the 32. 32 just completely cut him off. Here comes the 36. 36 is not in a position battle. He just really needs to maintain his spot so he doesn't get collected. 32 up in the wall. He's going to go ahead and let the 22 go on by. There you saw the flash of green from King Mathers continuing to run down everybody he sees in his sights. Let's see. So at the line, it looks like we've got. Oh no, that was actually it right there. So we saw the 43 coming hard, just was not able to catch the 36 or the 24. So right now, it looks like it's going to be King Mathers, JR Big Dogs, Jay Quim. Those 3 guys alone stayed on the lead lap. Everybody else 1 lap or more down. Phenomenal race by these guys. 250 laps in the books. J-Paw P4, Cinepuse P5, Papa Bear in P6, Dan the Lawn Man 7th, Dinah Skulls 8th, Duct Tape 9th, More Than a Cape 10th, and Dallas My PB 237 laps down rounds out your top 11. Great race by all. Way to stick it out, everybody. And we're gonna allow these guys to go ahead and run their run their cool down lap, work their way into Discord, and we're going to talk to our top 3 here in just a moment. Guys and gals, please stick it out. We will be, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. Thank you very much for keeping it right here. Definitely appreciate it. And definitely a big thank you to everybody that hung out and chat and, kept me company and, kept each other company. Rock NASCAR, Brandon, J-Pop, Bama Tram, Mama Vols himself, and, many others. Thank you all very much. Definitely appreciate it. We're going to start off with the driver of the 36 rocking his Gatorade colors tonight. Jay Quim, you got me, buddy.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Jay Quim, I tell you what, man, that was one hell of a pace that you and the top two really put up and kept up with all night long. I'm going to guess that you were probably about a 2, maybe a 3 on that preset slider and then adjusted from there. What did you need, knowing the size of the field and knowing more than likely you're going to have a huge green flag run most of the night, except for where you had to whoa it up and slow it up to get down to pit road speed? Talk to us about your setup and your race in general.
Yeah, I went with a preset 3 tonight. Started top 3. Knew that starting position was going to be huge with getting past cars and the leader getting out. Shout out to the 43 and the 24. I mean, they were the class of the field. They had rocket ships all night. I got loose there on one run where a restart I had got in front of the 24. He was catching me. We were pretty kind of battling there, and I got loose, spun. He got by me. So I think that was enough to get me, from second to third. But I knew I didn't have anything for the 43 tonight. He was on another level.
Yeah, 43 absolutely on another level. Led, I want to say, from the beginning until that manual caution that came out for a couple of cars spinning. And big props to Pop Bear for making that call. Even though the game didn't bring it out and they weren't up on the surface, he kept true to the fact that there were 2 cars around on the track, and the manual caution was called. That was the first time that all of you were able to go on down pit road and make your first set of changes. So during that set of changes, did you think of something that you might have needed in order to be able to keep up with that, with at least the 24, which went on to lead a few laps later on, or ultimately the 43?
Yeah, after the first adjustment, I would have rather tightened it up a little bit there. I got a tad loose, not paying attention to my gas on exit, where the back end would swing around a little bit. But if I'd have tightened it up a little bit more there after the getting the setups in, maybe I'd had it a little bit something more. But all in all, it was a solid race. Did what I wanted to, so it was a good race by everybody.
Absolutely. Well, man, congratulations on that P3. Definitely going to help you in the postseason points as we get closer and closer to the beginning of May, where the season comes to an end and a champion is crowned. Any shout outs for you, bud?
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out Stout Whiskey. He wanted a 1, 2, 3 with me, J-Paw, and Dan, so I held my head up with a bargain. They didn't.
Way to call. Man, calling out the Stout. I tell you, if he's out there listening, he might come back at you. But man, congratulations. All right,
thanks.
Absolutely. We're gonna move on over to that 24 HendrickCars.com Camaro for JR Big Dogs. Big Dogs, bud, you got me.
Got you.
Jared, you got, 10 wins on the season so far. Been up front all year long. I don't even know what your numbers are for laps led, but a phenomenal amount, again, that you added to tonight. When the 43 of King Mathers had an issue, got loose under braking, trying to whoa it up to get down pit road, he knocked a lot of the time that he had off of his lead, and you were able to come on by and notch a whole, many more laps at the point under your belt. What did you need as in the closing laps when you saw that 43 on the same straightaway as you? What did you need throughout the race, maybe just a little bit more of, to try to get back up with that 43 and try to challenge him for the win?
Well, I I ran a preset 3. I didn't make any adjustments except maybe one click up with the wedge. I kept everything the same. I didn't touch nothing. Felt pretty good on the long run. Um, it's so important with track position to try to get around people and not let the leader get too much of an advantage. But I just try to be easy on the tires. Try to make them last for a good part of the run. The first pit stop there, I tried to come in probably 8 or 9 laps before Mathers did. I didn't know he had that little hiccup going into pit road, but I wanted to try to get in there and get some tires and come out and try to get some kind of advantage. And I had a pretty good advantage. Then came in the last time and spun out coming out of pit road there. I tried to get into the pits before Mathers did, but he beat me to it. So shout out to him. He had an excellent race. Drove a fantastic race. So props to him. So I knew when he came in the pit the last time, I needed to come in probably a lap or two after him to try to be in some kind of contention. But I just spun it out coming out of pit road, and that was a wrap after that. But props to him. Great race, great win.
Well, I haven't been able to see the updated points, but I'm sure you're up there. You're constantly inside the top 3, top 5 every race. With the size of the field shrinking, unfortunately, and I mentioned this during the race tonight. Unfortunately, when it comes to about this time, and we see it in just about every single league or community, as the season goes on, people realize, hey man, I'm not going to have a shot. These guys are beating me week in and week out. I need to go to another league and see if I can be more competitive there. And they leave when it comes down to crunch time. I hate that happens. Tonight there were about 10 or 11 starters. The 6 was out very, very early, and then the 9 had a problem. He was out as well, which left the field at 9. And where points are at a premium with that size of a field, you're not really gonna gain a whole lot of points because there's not that many points out there to get. These top 2s, top 3s have to be very, very important to you, King Mathers, Cinepews, Jay Quims, and others. How confident are you in the tracks that are left in the season and where you are in points right now that you may be able to lock up a championship within the next 2 months?
Well, every position matters. Wins matter. I know coming into this race, I love Bristol. Mathers loves Bristol, and we practiced for a while, and we were neck to neck. So I know it was going to come down to me or him. But every position matters. Again, shout out to him for the win. I know he really wanted this, and more props to him for doing it. But there's so much talent in this league that every position, every win matters. Being up in the points matter. But I'm pretty confident on the tracks ahead. I feel like I'm pretty good. I can show up at every race. But like I said, there's so much talent in here, man. You really have to be on your A game.
There you go. Well, Pop Bear tried to make sure of that by changing up some of the rules as you get into the postseason, where you've all got to put in a practice photo before the race is kicked off. Congratulations on your runner-up one more time, and definitely look forward to seeing what you're capable of in the next couple months.
I appreciate it, Pete. Congrats, Mathers, on the win, buddy.
All right, and as he kind of cues him in, let's bring in the driver of the 43 Cash App Camaro, King Mathers. You got a copy there, buddy.
I got you. You got me, Pete?
Yeah, I got you, bud. King Mathers, congratulations. Have a great night. No, I'm just kidding, but man, Mathers, man, these conversations don't get old. Congratulations on yet another win. Whether we're in NNR, in American Ethanol, or in Shadows League, or wherever we're at, you seem to be very, very strong. I think the last time we talked, we mentioned all the seat time that you get throughout the leagues, throughout the communities, and it's only going to make you better. You were on rails tonight in that Camaro. When you spun out going towards your, I believe it was your first pit stop that wasn't under that manual caution, and you hit that wall, that inside wall pretty hard. Did you think that was going to be your night, or did you feel pretty confident in the rebound?
I lost a little composure there for a minute, and then I just quickly gathered myself up, and I didn't get a whole lot of damage, so that was thankful. I only got about a second worth of damage, so I slammed that baby back in reverse and took off down pit road as fast as I could, and got in there and got the setup in, and I noticed how far JR was out, and I was like, oh man, that's quite a lead. So I just I drove the wheels off of it. I just drove the wheels off of it, tried to catch him back up, catch back up to him, and then that other caution came out, or no, it wasn't caution. We made the green flag pit stops. That's right. We made green flag pit stops the second time, and I pitted earlier than him. And I was kind of worried I'm pitting earlier than him because the tire wear and all that, and I wanted to save some too. And then as soon as I saw him come out of pit road and his car was stopped right there, and then he said he spun out, I was like, oh no. I was like, that's pretty much wrapped it up for me. And as long as I was mistake free for the rest of the way and no cautions happened the rest of the way, my car was hooked up and we practiced for a while. And yeah, man, I was just, I don't know. I'm humbled that I can even compete with half of the people in these leagues, man. And I'm just forever grateful to win them.
Well, I called your championship race at Charlotte Motor Speedway in American Ethanol. I called your championship race with Shadows Racing League last season. It's going to be one hell of a chase here in Turn Down for What with Papa Bear at the helm. May 4th is the championship race here in Turn Down for What. The points are really tight from what I hear. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to see them. Like I just asked JR, how confident are you looking at the remaining races this season and the competition? You've got JR, you've got J-Pa, you've got J-Quim, you've got Cinefuse, you've got Pop Air. You've got so many really, really good drivers. How confident are you, discounting the run you had tonight, which was phenomenal? Discounting that, how confident are you in the rest of the season and maybe knocking out a Turn Down for What championship?
Yeah, that's for sure in the back of my mind. This competition, like you said, the names you named off are great racers, and we don't race very much, other than Turn Down for What is the only league I think I race with some of these guys. J. Paul races in our cup. I don't race in that cup. So, yeah, it's just the level of competition is really, really high. And and if you make a mistake tonight like I did, and there's more guys in the lobby than the nine racers, then it probably wouldn't have ended the way it did for me tonight. But I just got to make sure I don't make any mistakes like that again and hit my marks. And because I know JR, J. Quim, Dan, J-Pa, all those guys are going to be hungry for the title too. So I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident. I just have to keep my practice in and hit my marks, like I said, and be mistake free.
Well, there you go. Congratulations on the top spot. Way to get the W early in stage number 2. Any shout outs for you, brother?
I want to actually give one big shout out that people are not gonna not see coming. NNR Asbel. I raced with him a long time ago on Heat 4, beginning into a little bit of Heat 5. Then he went off to iRacing. He was my biggest motivator, biggest, kind of like competition, like hardest person to beat that I raced with all the time and practiced with all the time. And that's how much, I've learned from him to become better and get these wins and compete with better people and faster competitions. And I thank him, man. And I thank NNR for letting me come in and showing what I got, and turn down for what, and Shadows League, and just everybody.
Well, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. Asbel was last season's most dominant driver in the NNR Truck and Xfinity Series. I mean, he just tore the track up. So yeah, absolutely worthy of that shout out. Man, that's pretty much gonna be it. Pop Bear, if you want to step in and say anything about tonight's race, you're absolutely welcome to. But other than that, man, one hell of a race by all.
I got a question for Papa Bear.
Go ahead.
Do you know when the points are going to be updated after tonight, Papa Bear?
And one in tomorrow morning.
Okay, thank you.
Last week's is posted, by the way.
All right, so
All right, I'll have to take a look at that.
well, righty
Okay.
then. All right, so guys and gals, that's gonna be it for me tonight. But I will be back tomorrow afternoon about 5:30, give or take, with Shadows Racing League. Again, I mentioned it, just a moment ago. King Mathers was the champion of that series last season. He's going to be down in Daytona with me and about 20 others to celebrate his championship at the Coke 400 or Pepsi 400 or whatever it's called nowadays. Man, it's going to be a great time. I believe the guys are at Darlington tomorrow. I could be wrong. I think there might have been a last minute change. That's kind of
Auto Club, Pete.
Oh, okay, there we go. King Mathers says Auto Club. So it goes to show that the man's already practicing. So yeah, tomorrow about 5:30, Shadow Racing League will be at Auto Club right here on this channel. If you haven't already, go on up, smash that follow button, smash the subscribe if you can. But we will be back then, and then a whole new week kicks off. NNR is going to be splitting it up next week, actually. The Truck and Xfinity season is going to be at Dover, while the Cup guys head to New Hampshire. And then the NNR iRacing Series is going to be at Charlotte. So they're going to be all over the map. I wouldn't want to have anything to do with those travel plans. But we will see y'all again very, very soon. Again, King Mathers, congratulations on his big win here at Bristol Motor Speedway. We will catch y'all another time at another track. Later, everybody.